You may have been hearing a lot of hype about ONDO Finance and real-world asset tokenization. Well, in today's video, we're jumping in to do a deep dive on everything to do with ONDO Finance and the moves they are making to help tokenize assets on the blockchain. Before we jump into the video though, please make sure to grab your free copy of my book, The Rise of Bitcoin, in the description below. It'll be the first link in the description, so go and grab it. You can get a full free PDF copy. It is my gift to you, so go and grab it now. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button as well. We're on the road to our first 10,000 subscribers, so it would mean the world if you subscribed, and hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified every time we drop a new video. We've got videos coming pretty much every single day, so you're going to want to get notified when they drop so you can hit your crypto goals. So what is ONDO Finance? Well, I think the best way to tee up ONDO Finance in the context of real-world asset tokenization is to just illustrate that with this graph that was produced by Roland Berger, a consulting firm, which basically estimates that the value of tokenized assets will reach at least $10.9 trillion US by the year 2030, with real estate, debt, and investment funds being the three top tokenized assets. So we can see how that's growing year on year here over the course of the next 6 to 7 years as we move towards the year 2030. And ONDO Finance is one of the protocols that is basically helping to build out the infrastructure to make this tokenization of real world assets possible. So that is the kind of context within which we're working here. So, blockchain and leveraging blockchain technology to tokenize real world assets. And you'll see in a moment how kind of debt instruments, investment funds, and treasuries and bonds are the area that ONDO Finance is really focusing in on. So we did a completely separate price prediction video on the channel for ONDO Finance. I will leave a link for that particular price prediction video at the top of the screen here, so you can check that out as well. But in that video, we basically analyzed ONDO through the lens of these 5 different pillars in order to better understand everything that's going on beneath the hood to make a price prediction for ONDO by the peak of the bull cycle, again, which we estimate to be happening in 2025. So I'm not going to go through everything here in detail specifically because I don't want it to be too repetitive from the price prediction video. But basically, at a fundamental level, ONDO is building the next generation of financial infrastructure to improve market efficiency, transparency, and accessibility. And there is a very good article here on Medium that I was reviewing in relation to ONDO specifically by this person called Future Value. And they really kind of break down how ONDO is solving this problem. And, in terms of their team, they were founded by 2 former Goldman Sachs traders, Nathan Alman and Pinku Surana. So they are the guys that actually founded the ONDO protocol and are working to continuously tokenize more assets on the blockchain. And the problem that ONDO is trying to solve is really about making institutional grade financial products and services like bonds and US treasuries more accessible to a wider audience. So ONDO Finance addresses the limited access that most investors have to institutional grade assets like US treasuries and US bonds. So again, this whole concept of blockchain technology kind of democratizing access to new ways of investing and democratizing access to investment vehicles and investment instruments that retail investors may not have been as easily able to get into in the past are now becoming possible with blockchain and with the likes of ONDO. So DeFi, powered by public blockchains, promises to mitigate many limitations of traditional finance. So ONDO is basically trying to bridge this gap from the traditional finance world into the decentralized finance world with their protocol. So ONDO Finance is a decentralized finance protocol that specializes in providing institutional grade liquidity solutions for tokenized real world assets, particularly focusing on the public bond market. It does this by tokenizing real world assets, especially those in bond markets, and creating tokenized financial funds that users can actually invest in. So ONDO's vision is rooted in its core belief that the next decade will witness significant merging of traditional finance and decentralized finance with public blockchain technology serving as the foundation of this transformation. And that's exactly what we were looking at in this graph here. Over the course of the next decade, we're going to be seeing this market turn into a trillion and multi-trillion dollar market for tokenization of real world assets on blockchain technology. So ONDO is positioning themselves to be the infrastructure that these funds and that these investment firms use to bridge the gap from traditional finance to decentralized finance. So they've broken down their product or their products into kind of 4 different individual products: OUSG, USDY, OMMF, and Flux Finance, which we're going to take a look at in a moment. And Flux Finance is the lending DeFi protocol part of what ONDO is doing. And again, we're going to be looking at some numbers in a moment, but really what we're seeing here is the fact that Flux Protocol is a fork of Compound, which is one of the most successful lending borrowing protocols in the decentralized finance space. So they're not reinventing the wheel here, but they've forked the Compound protocol in order to create a lending borrowing decentralized finance protocol that supports real world assets as collateral. So if you're familiar with the DeFi space and if you're familiar with protocols like Aave, Compound, and Maker, these are lending borrowing protocols on the blockchain that allow you to put up your existing assets like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. as collateral and use them as leverage to take out loans or to earn interest on, by providing them as collateral on the blockchain. So if we jump over to DeFi Llama, we can see here that the amount of capital and total value locked on the ONDO Finance protocol has been growing month over month. So we can really see it take off here in literally the past 2 to 3 months alone. We'd seen some very steady growth throughout the course of 2023, getting upwards of 100 million here by May of last year, then getting up above 150 million by September. We were at almost 200 million by the end of 2023. And then in March here, you see we really took off, growing up now to close to $500 million of TVL, currently sitting at $438.38 million of total value locked in the ONDO protocol. So this is a project that is growing. We're seeing more inflow of capital onto the ONDO protocol, more people leveraging their protocol to collateralize different assets and to use bonds and treasuries as a means of earning additional income on their protocol. If we jump over to their website, again, we can see this broken down. They've got some exceptional partners. They're talking about high quality asset managers like BlackRock and PIMCO using their protocol, other regulated service providers here, third-party audited security with Quantstamp, Immunify, etc., and many more. So lots of exciting stuff going on with the ONDO protocol. And then Flux Finance that we were mentioning a few minutes ago as the fork that these guys did of the Compound protocol is now creating this DeFi protocol where people can use real world assets as collateral here on the blockchain. So again, we're still at the very early days of this entire process, but we're going to be seeing the tokenization of these real world assets like treasuries and bonds that ONDO is focusing on, but being able to use your real world assets and other things like, art or real estate or other physical assets that you might hold. When you get to a point where you're able to tokenize those on chain, you're going to be able to use those as leverage or as collateral for taking out loans or borrowing against in a DeFi first world. So ONDO is really trying to get ahead of the curve here and create a solution that is allowing you to use your real world assets as collateral. Again, a very simple interface, very clean here. You can come over and connect your wallet. You can actually see that they're compatible with MetaMask, Coinbase Wallet, and some of the most popular DeFi wallets in the space already. And then you can use your real world assets as collateral on this protocol to borrow or lend against in order to earn significant amounts of passive income if you're lending, and then obviously being able to take out instant loans if you are putting up those real world assets as collateral. So lots of very exciting stuff going on with ONDO. we will look at the tokenomics very briefly, but we have seen, even since we made our price prediction video a couple of weeks ago, the price was at 81 cents. We're now up with this recent pump here in the middle to end of May above 93 cents. So ONDO has been making some good moves to the upside with this most recent pump. And with ONDO, we do see that we have about 1.389 billion ONDO tokens in circulation out of a total supply of 10 billion. So we are only, a fraction of the way there in terms of tokens that are actually in the circulating supply, but we don't have another unlock event until January of 2025. So we will have the same amount of tokens in circulation from now until 18th of January 2025, when we will see the supply more than double. There's going to be 134% more ONDO coming into circulation in January of 2025. But if we can see the buying pressure continue over the course of the next 8 to 9 months until we hit this date, I do expect the price of ONDO to push much higher. And then if we do see the real world asset narrative continuing to take a lot of the mind share when it comes to the strongest narratives in this space, we could continue to see upward price movement even after ONDO has this token unlock event. So again, when we did our price prediction, we could see the dominance levels were about 0.05%. We expect that to increase as it grows. And then when we did our price prediction video, you will also see that we came up with a bull case scenario price for ONDO reaching $6.59, which was an 8x from the prices on that day, which were about 81.5 cents, as you can see. So that is kind of the price prediction we got to for ONDO in a bear case, base case, and bull case scenario. I wanted to do this video to kind of break it down at a deeper level, because I do think the whole narrative around real world asset tokenization is going to continue to hold strong over the course of the next couple of years. Obviously due to the fact that we see the likes of Roland Berger coming out and making these claims for the size of the total addressable market for real world assets hitting 11 trillion by the year 2030. We've also seen moves made by asset managers like BlackRock, who have created a dedicated real world asset fund on Ethereum in recent weeks as well. And Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, who again are one of the largest after Grayscale Bitcoin Trust in terms of the spot Bitcoin ETF issuers over the past few months, Larry is on the record stating that he believes the approval of the Bitcoin spot ETFs is somewhat of a stepping stone towards a world where we see the tokenization of absolutely everything on chain. So BlackRock are making moves to create funds on the likes of Ethereum to continue to tokenize real world assets. We're going to be seeing other protocols making big moves in this space as well. We saw HBAR focusing in on real world asset tokenization very recently as well. And ONDO are one of the protocols that are focusing in on real world assets, but also treasuries and bonds in particular. And they're paving and creating this infrastructure for all of this growth to continue to happen over the course of the next few years. So that is our kind of breakdown and our deep dive into ONDO Finance. Let us know in the comments below if you are bullish on real world asset tokenization and if you are bullish on ONDO Finance specifically. There are other tokens like Centrifuge in this space that we will be doing videos on very, very soon. But let us know if you're holding ONDO Finance. Are you bullish on the real world asset space? And what price do you think ONDO is going to at the peak of the bull cycle? Don't forget to grab your free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin in the description below. It's going to be the first link, so make sure you go ahead and grab that. Smash that thumbs up button on your way out if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button as well and hit that bell notification icon so you can get notified when we drop new videos. As I said, we're dropping videos pretty much every single day on the channel, so you're going to want to get notified when they drop so you can hit your crypto goals. And as always, we'll catch you in the next one.